actually a requested one. It is my updated length retention tips. To be honest with you guys, I actually have been struggling with some breakage right around my hairline, so that's why I have on this hat. It is because I haven't been following some of the steps that I am going to give to you guys today. So after I finish this video, I'm definitely going to be taking all of these things into account for my hair routine in hopes that I will begin to retain the length, especially that I have around my edges. Pero bueno, nada más a decir. So the first thing I suggest, which is something that I have suggested in past videos, this is the #1 thing you should do if you walk away with nothing else from this video. This is what you must do. That is to drink plenty of water. There's only so much moisturizing you can do with the outside of your strands with adding products, but your hair also needs to be moisturized from the inside out, and the only way that's going to happen is if you are drinking a lot of water, and also making sure that you're eating a pretty healthy diet for the most part. I know sometimes you can't be a perfect 10 with that, but do your best to make sure that you're incorporating your vegetables and fruits. All the nutrients that your body gets, it goes to all your other body parts, and it goes to the hair last. So you want to make sure that you're eating enough good foods, drinking plenty of water so that your whole body is getting it, and then making sure that your hair is getting enough as well. And then if you're really trying not to get trims, because I honestly am, I don't want to say anti-trim, but I just personally feel like you don't need a trim as often as most people say you do if you are taking care of your hair. But if you really want to space out your trims, drink a lot of water, and that way you're really able to see all the length that you're retaining, because you're not having to trim it every 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, so this next tip is pretty obvious, but it's something that I'm really struggling with, and that is sleeping with a cotton pillowcase and not making sure that my hair is protected throughout the night. So I mentioned in a video about the natural hair rules I break, which is that I do sleep with a cotton pillowcase because it is better for my skin. I feel like satin pillowcases just continue to trap the oil that's in my skin, because my skin superly overproduces oil, and it causes me to further break out, and the cotton just kind of helps to absorb all those oils that I am secreting. So I noticed that I'm not breaking out as much when I'm sleeping on a cotton pillowcase. However, because of that, I will be honest with you guys, some nights I am too lazy and I don't get my bonnet and I just sleep on a cotton pillowcase. And then the nights that I do sleep with a bonnet, it has a tendency to still fall off throughout the night. I'm trying to find a really good bonnet that's going to stay on throughout the night. I don't think I'm a wild sleeper, but I don't know, maybe I toss and turn a lot, so that's probably what's causing my bonnet to come off. So if you guys have any suggestions on a good quality bonnet that's going to stay on throughout the night, or a scarf, please let me know in the comment section below, because right now I feel like that is one of the biggest things that has caused my hairline especially to break a lot. Which leads me into my next tip. The second thing that I actually feel like is causing a lot of my hair breakage in the front is my lack of moisturizing it, and also using a lot of edge controls. So most edge controls actually have alcohol in it, which is going to dry out your hair, which is going to cause breakage. That's something that I have to be very careful about, because I use edge control almost daily, so I have to stop. And if you have noticed that you have been using edge control a lot and that your edges are getting shorter, that is definitely most likely the reason why. And then when it comes to breakage for the rest of your hair, I know a lot of people struggle with trying to find a moisturizer that is going to not cause your hair to revert. So the one I always swear by is the MIZANI Rose H2O hair conditioning dress. It is my favorite still to this day. One of the things that I'm also going to start doing with my edges is that I bought the Kenya More edges a while ago, and I actually did a video about it when I had first got it. In that video, I was just kind of showing you guys my initial impressions of it, but honestly, you guys, this stuff really works, so I am going to go back to using this on my edges. One of the next tips that I swear by, especially if you have heat trained hair, is you need to always deep condition your hair. You cannot skip it, even on your lazy days. And I feel like the best way to deep condition it is using indirect heat. So if you are someone that is transitioning into heat trained hair or have heat trained hair, a must that you really should get as soon as you can is a hooded dryer. I know those can be a little pricey for some people, but try your hardest to invest the money in a hooded dryer, because you're going to notice such a difference in the long run and in short term as you are trying to grow out your hair. And the reason you need a dryer is because if you just put the conditioner on your hair, let it sit for 15-20 minutes like the bottle says, and the bottle may say deep conditioning, it's still not really deep conditioning your hair. You have to get heat, and the heat is going to penetrate through your strands, and the strands are going to open up and then that moisture is going to go in the strands from the deep conditioner. And then once you wash it out, it'll close and it'll lock up that moisture. So that is why I say, like, you must invest in a hooded dryer or some form of indirect heat in order for your hair to really get its moisture every single time that you wash and condition your hair, because when you are straightening it often, dry out your hair with the flat iron. And then my last tip for length retention, when you notice that your hair is really just breaking off a lot and you kind of want to reset, and you may not necessarily want to get a trim, figure out some protective styles to put your hair in. Of course, I'm an advocate for sew-ins and braids, but I know a lot of people don't like that. But to me, it gives me an opportunity to still kind of wear my hair in the state that I want to wear it in and feel cute and stuff with my outfits with fresh braids or a nice sew-in, and then having the ability to moisturize my real hair underneath. But if that's something that you don't want to do, make sure that you're keeping your hair off your clothes. You don't want it to be rubbing on your cotton shirt or whatever material you decide to wear that day, because that's going to dry out your hair. That's going to cause further breakage. So I suggest that you do styles like a loose bun. You don't want to do a tight bun because pulling your hair too tight is going to cause breakage. You could do 2 French braids. If your hair is short enough, you can do a high ponytail that may stop somewhere at the base of your neck and may not even touch your clothes. But with all these styles, what you also want to make sure that you're doing every single day is moisturizing your hair with a great moisturizer. Keeping your hair in these type of styles for at least a few weeks to a month or 2, you will notice that your hair will begin to retain its length. Yeah, these are my tips for length retention. If you guys have any additional tips, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you guys happen to know a bonnet that is going to actually stay on my head at night, because I guess I tend to toss and turn too much, please let me know, because I need a bonnet to help me with retaining my edges. But why not? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next one, ciao.
I want to thank me for doing all this hard work.